One of the challenges of doing social skills with slightly older kids, upper elementary, middle, and high school, is just simply getting their buy-in, right? A lot of the games you might play are now getting babyish or they're a little awkward. So it gets a little bit harder and harder, and we have to think creatively. I've come up with a card game that targets social observation, flexible thinking, perspective taking, and interpreting body language in a way that's quick and it doesn't seem like it's a specific social skills game. It's just a card game that can be played among friends. The game is called Spot the Fibber. This is the Fibber, and I'm going to show you how to play. This is a group game. You want at least 3 people. Ideally, I would say 6 is great. You could probably go up to 8 depending on your group. But one of the main things is you have to be paying attention to each other's faces. So you don't want it too big or too small because you don't want it too difficult or too easy. You want to try to find that sweet spot for your learners. Also make sure they have a little bit of room. They're going to be raising their hand or pointing. So you don't want anybody accidentally smacking each other. How do we play? All the players are going to get 1 card. They are all actually going to get the same card with the same prompt, except 1 player. That player is going to be the Fibber. Okay, so everybody gets a card. The Fibber, don't show each other your cards and don't make faces, especially if you're the Fibber. Don't give any tells away. Okay, they're working on our self-regulation, working on our, self-awareness, how we're coming across, and our social awareness, seeing how, others are looking. Okay, so don't give it away. Somebody has the Fibber, everybody else has the same card. Now, each of the other card that's not a Fibber has a prompt on the card. So everybody, for taking this one as an example, point to the person who has an E in their name. Everybody in this group is going to do this prompt. We have to mark the round. You can do 3, 2, 1. You can do ready, set, go. But on that cue, everybody in the group is going to do this prompt. However, what is the Fibber supposed to do? Because they don't know what this card says. Okay, so they have to really quickly try to decide by what their peers are doing what they should do. Okay, so they're relying on their social observation of their peers by seeing like, okay, everybody's pointing to this person, I'm going to point to that person too, without trying to be very obvious about it. Okay, then at the end of that round, you try to see who the Fibber was. If you can guess, if the group if you want to take score, if the group can figure out the Fibber, give them 1 point. Each person individually. If the Fibber gets it right or tricks everybody, then they can get 2 points. But points are not really important. You can just do these rounds for fun. There's lots of different prompt cards for this activity, but they have 3 categories. It's either point to someone, raise your hand if, or make a face like. Some of them are going to be easier than others to decide who's the Fibber. For example, the one we just did, if point to someone who has an E in their name, there could be multiple people with E's in their name, so the Fibber could get lucky with that, and they could see that different people are pointing to different people. However, if I'm the Fibber and the prompt card is raise your hand if you have a pet dog, I don't have a pet dog, and I raise my hand. Now, other people know that I don't have a dog, but I just took a chance and rose my hand. They're going to know that I'm the Fibber. We really want the kids to be thinking about what they know about each other in order to decide who's the Fibber. So another example of a card could be just various silly ones. Make a face like you're going to a monster truck show. Okay, so some people might be super excited if they're going to a monster truck show. So their face is going to be like, I don't know, something very excited. And some people could find that intensely boring or like super annoying. So they would make that face. So that's something else too that you can rely. I think this person's a Fibber because they are making a really excited face, but I know that they would not want to go to a monster truck show. So at the end, when you're deciding who the Fibber is, just make sure that it's not like anything serious or overly competitive. This is really a laughing game, like, oh, like that was so obvious, or like, I didn't know, or just, fodder for conversation, fodder for shared laughs. But at the same time, the kids are working on that, like interpreting body language and their social observation skills. This game is great in social skills groups, group therapy, group speech sessions, or just in the classroom. You can see that it's a quick game. You can play, each round is just a couple, not even a minute. So you can play around here, around there, when I need extra time as an introduction to a larger lesson or a larger discussion about body language or social observation or perspective taking. So it's very versatile. And the card deck has various prompts for each category, the point to, raise your hand, or make a face. You have a lot of replayability. And plus, since the Fibber changes each round, you'll get just lots of replay. So it's something you can just have handy in your classroom and just pull it out when you need it. I've included a link to the printable copy of this. So if you're interested in checking it out for your group, you can see the description below.